This is Nightline. Tonight, later in life moms. Anne Hathaway's latest project, The Devil Wears Prada 2 star.
I hope that's not what you're wearing to the dinner.
Baby, I'm yours.
Revealing she's expecting baby number 3 at age 43. Joining a growing number of celebrities getting pregnant in their 40s. From Aubrey Plaza to Natalie Portman.
There are a lot of women in their 40s who are getting pregnant and having babies. I think Hollywood is really putting a face to that.
Why some women say giving birth later suits them best.
I was able to afford pretty much everything because I had worked so hard.
Plus, not your mother's cocktail. Women once relegated to being the bikini babes of beer commercials, now calling the shots. Inspired by celebs with their own alcohol lines, like Sarah Jessica Parker.
To old loves and new beginnings.
And Real Housewife Bethany Frankel.
I only drink one drink, and I call it the Skinny Girls Margarita.
Becoming major players in the cocktail market like the viral Buzz Ball.
It's humbling to get to lead a business and take it to the next level.
And Taylor Swift's surprise. The superstar's love story duet with Lainey Wilson, posted by People magazine, and the hint that might have been dropped about Taylor and Travis's wedding date. From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, Anne Hathaway going public with the big news. She's pregnant again at 43. The Oscar winner, one of a growing number of women, famous and not, opting to continue expanding their families well into their 40s. But some doctors say as the years add up, so too do some of the risk. Here's my Nightline co-anchor, Juju Chang.
I hope that's not what you're wearing to the dinner.
From her playful charm as the now mature Andy in the $600 million blockbuster The Devil Wears Prada 2,
Ithaca's king is coming back.
No, he's not.
to her upcoming epic turn in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. By all accounts, Anne Hathaway is having a blowout year at the box office, but 2026 is bringing a bigger role for the Oscar winner.
Baby, I'm yours.
The 43-year-old mother of 2 announcing on Instagram she's about to be a mother of 3, cradling her baby bump to the classic tune, Baby I'm Yours. For Hathaway, all those trips down the red carpet this spring for The Devil Wears Prada 2 meant that baby bump was there for the ride all along. And yet, the Oscar winner never let on.
You've got so many big projects coming up this year. How are you going to do it all?
I'm just gonna enjoy the ride.
Hathaway, just one of a notable boom of Hollywood women giving birth in their 40s.
What we're seeing in Hollywood happening right now is really a reflection of what we're seeing with everyday moms. There is an explosion of women in their 40s who are giving birth to babies.
Also expecting fellow Oscar winner Natalie Portman, pregnant with her 3rd child at 45. As well as Parks and Rec star Aubrey Plaza, announcing she too is expecting her 1st child at 41. Celebrity jewelry designer Jennifer Meyer, who just had her 3rd at 49, sharing her baby bump on Instagram.
The visibility of celebrity moms is really kind of opening up this conversation for women to really explore.
When I was training so many years ago, you hardly ever saw anyone who was over 40, at least with their first pregnancy. And so that's actually so much more common in the last, I'd say, 5 to 10 years.
And just last year, supermodel Gisele Bündchen, 2 years removed from her split with superstar ex-husband Tom Brady, announced she and then-boyfriend, now husband, Joaquin Valente, had welcomed a baby boy at 44 years old. Gisele posted to Instagram late last year saying, "Becoming a mother again reshaped everything. My time, my priorities, my heart."
Gisele really has shown a lot of women that in the aftermath of a divorce, and in her case, a very high-profile divorce from Tom Brady, you can still find love, you can still create families, and you can still have an incredible high-profile career and still do all of these things.
For Hathaway, getting pregnant wasn't always easy. Following her second pregnancy in 2019, she opened up to the Associated Press about her own fertility struggles, which included a miscarriage, sharing, "I think that we have a very one-size-fits-all approach to getting pregnant. A lot of people who are trying to get pregnant, that's not really the story." Adding, "The steps that lead up to that part of the story are really painful and very isolating."
I think Anne Hathaway talking about her recent fertility struggles is really helping to normalize a conversation that a lot of women have probably been only having with their healthcare providers or in group chats of trusted friends.
More American women are giving birth after age 40, rising 318% over the last 4 decades.
And the truth of the matter is that we're not seeing younger women have babies in large rates the way that they were having them, because having children is incredibly expensive.
All of it opening up a conversation about women getting pregnant later in life, including the risks.
Those risks can include anything like high blood pressure during the pregnancy, any gestational diabetes, any issues with the actual labor process, and actual things such as premature birth and decreased birth weight.
Don't ask me how I did it, I just did it. It was hard.
But it's not just celebrities. More and more women have taken to social media to share their experiences about becoming a mom later in life. Patty Avery Schmidt had 3 sons in her 20s and then says she struggled with infertility. Nearly 2 decades later, she had a daughter at age 45. And now more than 1 million people keep up with her family on TikTok and Instagram, where at times she claps back at those who criticize her for having a baby later in life.
The most carefully made plans can be completely out of our control, and it's mind-boggling to me that anyone could think a child has more or less right to exist based on the age of her mother.
Doctors caution a pregnancy in your 40s is never a given.
The natural likelihood of, conception, it starts to drop around age 37.
Sometimes conceiving later in a woman's life means using donor eggs or IVF treatments.
These types of procedures can be quite costly. However, what we are starting to see is insurance companies and also companies are looking to cover some of these costs, whether that's with the actual procedure or the medications that are used.
For Deirdre Diener, all of the risks and costs were worth it. We first met her in 2019 as she was going through IVF at age 44, using donor eggs.
I have waited my whole life, and I'm starting to get really nervous.
Deirdre spent her 20s and 30s climbing the corporate ladder, but the marketing exec says she also had ambitions about becoming a mother, so she decided to do it on her own as a single mom.
Let's talk about the financial burden, because thank goodness you had the means, but this is cost prohibitive for a lot of people.
Here's where my career actually worked in my favor. I was able to afford pretty much everything because I had worked so hard. I had set aside funds. So when they had said this is going to be about $15,000, I was lucky enough to be able to proceed with that.
10 days after her IVF procedure, Deirdre got the phone call she'd been waiting for.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
You are pregnant.
Now, Deirdre is 51 and a mother to 7-year-old Kelsey.
Happy birthday to you.
My favorite thing in my life, full stop, end of story, is being a mother to this child. It's just what really energizes me in life and really gives me a purpose in my life.
Deirdre believes there are some benefits to being a mother later in life.
One of the things that I have an advantage is that I'm trying to really prioritize the time, the moments. I was grinding when I was in my 20s and 30s in my career. I think if I had her then, it would be different because I was in that position. Now I feel like, I am able to balance a lot more.
Deirdre hopes her story could inspire others who might fear it's too late for them.
If you truly want to be a parent, just be open-minded about how you get there. There's opportunity to be able to do this in your 40s and having success later in life in becoming parents. So just go for it. If this is your dream, make it happen.
Our thanks to Juju. And now a look ahead at tomorrow's show. Singer David seemed to be on the edge of stardom. until the body of a 14-year-old girl who he was allegedly having a sexual relationship with was found in his Tesla. Disturbing evidence authorities say they found.
Shovel, chainsaws, heavy-duty bag, body bag, pool, burn box.
And when we come back, women once eye candy in beer commercials, now at the helm of their own alcohol companies and taking the troubled spirit industry by storm.
She found herself relaxing by a pool one day and thought, what if I had a real cocktail that was ready to go?
Welcome back. Spirit companies have long been a male-dominated industry, but now a recent shift in the liquor landscape has more women running the show and having major success. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
Guys, doesn't get any better than this.
Doug Patterson was wrong.
Picture this. It's a few decades ago, and bikini-clad women seem to be all over TV promoting beer.
But you're an animal.
On roller skates.
Great taste. Yes, bang!
Catfighting and mud wrestling in a fountain.
Bang!
But now, it's 2026. And women aren't just eye candy and bikinis promoting alcohol. They're launching their own cocktail companies. They're in the boardrooms. They're the presidents and CEOs.
It's humbling to get to lead a business and take it to the next level. I think it's quite remarkable to operate in a category that is so complex and to have a brand that has taken off to be so successful.
What are you looking for when you're the way that you're looking at it?
Here what we do is we're looking at the veins. You can actually tell the alcohol content by looking at the veins of a tequila.
Wow. So now that we have launched, I'm on the ground selling my product, meeting with bar managers and restaurateurs, sometimes even the chefs, and speaking with them about my product.
Celebrities like former reality housewife Bethany Frankel leading the pack with her low-cal Skinny Girl Margarita, launched in 2009.
And I call it the Skinny Girls Margarita. It's Patron Silver on the rocks, fresh lime juice, and a little splash of triple sec.
Actress and singer Haley Steinfeld launching Angel Margarita. And Sarah Jessica Parker, aka Carrie Bradshaw, famous for sipping Cosmopolitans and Sex in the City, now collaborating on the perfect Cosmo.
To old loves and new beginnings.
The one that I think I've seen make the most impact and have a real splash is Kendall Jenner's 818 tequila.
We're gonna funnel all my ingredients into my empty 818 bottle.
Having a women-owned wine or spirit company also helps reach women drinkers.
And these women-led companies are a bright spot for an industry that has seen declining sales for years.
But first, Jim Beam, the country's biggest bourbon maker, is halting production at its flagship Kentucky facility.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics reporting that alcohol spending is hovering at 40-year lows.
Right now we're seeing that Gen Z is drinking a little bit less than millennials or Gen X or boomers. They are drinking. They are just drinking a little bit differently.
This, as a comprehensive study released earlier this month says alcohol, even one drink per day, is associated in an increased risk in numerous types of cancers. But with alcohol sales down, new trends are emerging, like something called zebra striping.
It basically means that you're going to have one alcoholic drink and then immediately you'll have a non-alcoholic beverage before you have your next boozy beverage.
And if boozy beverages are your thing, you've probably heard of BuzzBalls. The brightly colored, ready-to-drink cocktails going viral.
All right, next up we're gonna be trying the Forbidden Apple.
BuzzBalls cracked the code of virality. They have reached a population that is young and excited to participate in the trend of drinking BuzzBalls. Anyone can find this. They're at all gas stations. They're at a price point that most people can afford, so why not have one?
The brand created in 2009 by 47-year-old Marilee Kick, a Dallas mother and teacher making $55,000 a year.
She found herself relaxing by a pool one day and thought, what if I had a real cocktail that was ready to go? Wouldn't it be great if it was both functional and fun?
The company took off, and in 2024, Kick sold BuzzBalls to the spirits giant Sazerac, reportedly for more than $500 million. They're now available in 35 countries across 3 continents and constantly rolling out new flavors. At around $4.99 a drink, critics say they are marketed to underage kids with names like Pink Lemon Squeezy, Cookie Nookie, and Grapes Gone Wild, something the company denies.
It's a real strength cocktail. It's affordable, it's accessible, it's very convenient. Our Elf limited edition that we released just in time for the holidays. If you remember from the movie, it's like spaghetti with maple syrup on it. It ended up being one of our biggest sellout drivers that we've done.
And just in time for World Cup fever, introducing soccer balls.
It's certainly inspired by all the fresh energy that we have in North America right now around soccer.
On the opposite side of the spectrum, an alternative to the quick and easy cocktail. Casa J Tequila is an artisan brand that goes for $129 a bottle, created in 2017 by Sofia Juarez, who was born and raised in New York. We're at Agave Fest here in New York's Greenwich Village, tasting high-end tequilas made by women.
Some people might be into shot culture. That's not what Casa J Tequila is about. It's about mindful consumption and sipping slowly and enjoying.
Do you think that maybe that might attract Gen Zers? Experiences are really important to them.
They want to bring moments to their gatherings, their celebrations, and their experiences with friends that are beautiful, that are special, that are elevated, that are chic. This was our unique innovation, shared from our maestro tequilero, both tequila tradicional y tequila ancestral.
And as consumers redefine their relationship with alcohol, women leaders like Juarez are redefining the industry.
Marketing historically, when it comes to spirits, has been really targeting male drinkers. And I think that with these female-owned businesses, it brings in an entirely new population of consumers.
Our thanks to Sophie. When we come back, Taylor Swift takes the stage, the surprise love story duet, and was a wedding hint dropped? Finally, Taylor Swift surprises the Nashville crowd. It's tonight's Nightlight. The superstar taking the stage at fiancé Travis Kelce's camp for NFL tight ends for a duet with Lainey Wilson. The pair belting out Swift's hit Love Story, posted by People magazine. Taylor telling the crowd the request came from the 49ers' George Kittle, who might have leaked Travis and Taylor's plan when he told People magazine, quote, "She's just such an awesome person to give us her time this close to their wedding." And that's Nightline for this evening. Watch all of our full episodes on Disney Plus and Hulu. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.